Hello out there, Heavy Monte here. Welcome to the Heavy Monte's Comedy Show. Now in America, all the white supremacists, they're upset with Donald Trump. You see, I'm telling you, all of his voters, they really upset this time. They're saying, look at here. Donald Trump told us that he was getting rid of the Hispanics, because they were doing all the stuff to us, and I know they're real upset now. And now he's giving the Hispanics an army to really come back and get us. He want to bring in the whole country of Venezuela. The white supremacists and the KKK members at this meeting said, shit, if we bring in Mexico, we really in trouble. He said they got more people and enough people in Mexico City if they made it an army to take over America, they say. So anyway, America, this is what's happening. The maggots are realizing that Donald Trump is an enemy. You understand? Of them. Now, Donald Trump, he don't want to release the Epstein files. Want to bring in more Hispanics to take their place when they ran on the platform that the Hispanics had to go. See, America, they don't think. All they're doing now is scrambling to come up with Epstein files. Put the files out. Let us see him. If the man's a pedophile, he's a pedophile. I'll say this right here. As low down as Donald Trump is right now, we can think any less to him. He's a low-down Russian dirty dog. Nobody likes him. The country don't like him. Not unless you brainwash. Who likes Donald Trump right now? Who back him? Nobody. Nobody except a criminal Republican Party. Now, the Republican Party in the Senate and the House is saying that Donald Trump went over and picked that man up and kidnapped him and his wife without their authority. No, that's a lie. They gave him the authority. They gave him the authority when they stand on the sideline and say, you are the king and you can do whatever you want to do, and they back anything he wants to do. That Republican Party is no good for America. They are low down, dirty dogs. A cast of characters, America. Now they get a little upset. They make $168,000 a year. Let's make those Republicans unemployed and they can feel the pain. Let's make those 6 Republican dogs in the House in Michigan unemployed so they can feel the pain. The pain of not having a job. The pain of not having health insurance. The pain of your government, working against you and making you fight black against white. You understand? We are not into this thing, Donald Trump, the American people. You're brainwashing people to hate one another in the greatest country in the world. We all have red blood. And our government should treat us as such. They should not pick up Hispanics. The Supreme Court should not allow the Hispanics to be picked up by race. The Supreme Court said you cannot consider race in hiring. But they can consider race when you picking up somebody, and doing these things to them, America. See, the Republican Party is very smart. They chose the Hispanics because the Hispanics come in all colors. That means they can pick up your children and mine. You understand? Because we all come in different colors and all races. You see? The Republican Party is a death mill to America. A mill of death, a factory, America. Taking in these idiots and, brainwashing them. You should be brainwashed. Now, you should have enough common sense, because even a fool can realize when they're losing their farm. Even a fool can realize when they're losing their health care. And the Republican Party, you don't have no choice. You're going to do just like Chuck Schumer and Akeem and the entire Democratic Party say. You're going to pass the doggone health subsidy bill, and Obamacare will be king again. You see? Because you keep making it worse. We need health care for all the people. Obamacare doesn't solve it for all of the people. It is a band-aid. We know it's a band-aid because you made it a band-aid because you won't allow the Democratic Party to make it strong for all of the people because you're telling everybody this. You're saying, look at here, we're white and we're working and we have jobs, some of them in the federal government. But a lot of these federal workers are no good. And you're the one who got fired, lost your job because we all have red blood. In America today, they're laying off thousands and thousands of places. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me, workers. Shutting down factories. You understand? This is how it works. This is how the billionaires and what they're trying to do is not going to work because they don't have enough time. They want to shut everything down and 9 of them rebuild it. 9 or 10 of them, all white males, control the car industry. That's the reason why they want to kill it in Michigan. They want to control everything, the food supply, whatever. You see what I'm saying? At the same time, they want to kill off a ton of you white folks. You see, they don't want to give you health care. They can afford to pay for a few black folks and a few Hispanics, but the rest of y'all, they want to keep you dumb, stupid. Stupid enough to vote for Donald Trump. Stupid enough for a man to tell you that he's getting rid of immigrants at the same time want to bring in 2 big giant countries and make them part of America. Like these Mexicans, and these other countries going to take and, stand still and say, hey, come on over here. You're so strong. Take us. We're just going to let you have it. You see? Donald Trump got to go. It's time. The time has come. And the Republican Party, they're coming back to work, and they are some of the despicable people in the Republican Party in the House and the Senate. Now, I want everybody to pay attention to to the words that's coming out of my mouth right here. The Republican Party, the elected officials, and the Supreme Court gave power to a man like Donald Trump. You see? And they knew who and what he is. To the point they had to give him immunity for something that everybody saw he did. You could clearly see what he did with those records. We were horrified. Did he give out secrets to Russia? What's going on with that? You can't see it. His lawyer, his judge, who he appointed, they're still holding on the records, so we can't see that. Jack Smith has come out and said the man is guilty, but they still hold Donald Trump up. Why? Because they are a criminal organization, and when he falls, they all fall, just like Steve Bannon says. We have to uncover this, America. We have to uncover the truth, you see. No more book burning. None of that. You know what I'm saying? We want to know what's going on with this election. We want to know what was Elon Musk's involvement in America. We want to know what went on in America because it's still hard to believe, like James Carville said before the election, he did not believe America was such a racist and low-down, dirty country that they would elect someone like Donald Trump. So I have to believe, he said. I have to believe that we wouldn't do that. But we did. We did that. And we're all responsible for this because a lot of us didn't vote. A lot of us didn't take our country seriously. A republic, if we could keep it, you understand. You didn't take it serious. And the Republican Party and Project 2025 is saying all we need is one shot to destroy what they have here and bring forth this white ideology that they don't even know what white ideology is. America. It is used right now by them for profit, for money, but when the country doesn't exist, there is no money. There is no profit. They are madmen. You understand? A madman, in my opinion, owns, Fox News. What kind of man, has spent billions of dollars to tell people that Donald Trump is a good man? Who do that? You understand? What type of individual in the House and the Senate defends Donald Trump? What type of court? What type of judge Who defends Donald Trump? Who? Only people like Donald Trump. That's what we have came to in America today. Mad men don't want us to know who and what they are. Now, we know who the Republicans in the House and the Senate, we know who they are. Cowards. Huh? Won't stand up against one man, a sick, old, feeble man. They want you to believe that Donald Trump is running this stuff, that he's sitting in his office, whatever at night, dictating the policies. It's an organization. It's a criminal organization made up of the Federalist Society, America, Turning Point. They call it whatever, that old Charlie Kirk group. They got a bunch of groups. They got people out there in every little small town in America telling these people that the Democrats are bad. These bleeding heart liberals who trying to give them health care, who care about their families, you understand, who don't care if they're gay, straight, or whatever. We all want to hold hands and have a great country, but it's not us. It is them, that small group, that group who is protected by the Electoral College America. They have the land, but they don't have the people. And they keep coming up. These people don't know about blue states. They don't know how we run and how we operate because they live in isolation. Tom Cotton don't know a damn thing about New York and California. Lindsey Graham don't know a damn thing about these places like that. These people are down in the South. They are still living in the Confederacy, and they fight against the nation, and they fight against themselves. They are so ignorant. They are increasing the Hispanic population. You understand? At the same time, by taking on Venezuela and Mexico City. I've been to Mexico City. There's a lot of people in Mexico City. And these Mexicans got a lot of weapons and a lot of guns. You understand? You and I taking over Mexico. And especially if they come at your ass at the same damn time. You see what I'm trying to tell you? You're going to have to fight out of the ground war. Trust me. Heavy nose. Mm-hmm. That's what's going to happen to you. So you better get Trump ass out of there, and we all hold hands and make up. You know what I'm trying to say? Try to build a country. The UN, everybody's saying the U.S. is a scoundrel nation, they tell you. You see? It's just like the white people out there that they try to group you into the white group, right? They say, you're white. These black people are going to get you. You got to, I know you love people, but, they're a threat. No, the threat is them. Now they're saying to you, we're going to start a war, and all of us got to fight. All the black people better come back and hold hands and go fight, over there. No, the Republicans, you fighting by yourself, kicking the black people out of the army and stuff. You know what I'm trying to tell you? See, the army is for white people only. They told you young old white guys, I told you. Heavy told you, and I told you, I have a lot of young white friends. I'm talking about 2021 because I DJ, I talk to them so I can learn how to learn the music. And they were telling me, hey, Heavy, we voted for Trump. I told them. And now they shut up. And they call me a sugar. They respect me. You know what I'm saying? I can talk all I want. They're not going to get mad at me because they respect me. But I'm trying to tell you, I'm telling you right now, they're unhappy. Huh? The man told these young men, not boys, that they didn't have to worry about going to war. And when they were telling me that, I shut up. Before the election, they told me, hey, he said that. I said, that's one I can't argue against. I said, what I'm going to say to these kids? I'm going to tell them, hey, the other guy's good, and then they go to war, they lose all respect for me. So I shut up. I didn't say anything. I let Trump do the talking. And he did the talking. And now they're saying, that's the reason why young people don't vote for him. He did these young people wrong. Let me tell you something. These young white guys had their hats on and Trump hats, and they're all happy, MAGA. I didn't know what it was. I was in the Home Depot, and I was talking to some people, and a kid walked up with a MAGA on his hat, and it wasn't the regular Donald Trump red hat. It was another one that had MAGA. I said, damn, what the hell is that? And then I figured out later on what it meant. A lot of young people. The young people were talking to me, too, like, go ahead and talk, old man, you dumbass. That's what they thought of me. You can tell when somebody thinks you're stupid. Because you're talking, they're looking at you like, yeah, go ahead. I'm voting for Trump. And that's what they did. Huh? And now they don't have a safety valve. You know, like you make a mistake, you know, and you can wreck it real fast. You know, with the Republican Party, it's 4 years of misery. You see, you know, we got to try to put Donald Trump, stop Donald Trump and the Republican Party right now because they're one organization. They're working together. No matter what Donald Trump do, the Republican Party is going to back him. The Supreme Court is going to back him to a certain extent because they're all criminals and they don't want us to see and to know that they're criminals. This is Heavy Mount Dave with the Heavy Mount Dave comedy show, saying that Donald Trump is trying to increase the Hispanic population, got all the racist white folks upset. He's an ignorant asshole, America. Please subscribe to the Heavy Monte YouTube channel and never, ever vote for a Republican.